What's up, everybody? Ryan the Vintage Viking, and I had talked about maybe doing a video where I'm just kind of sorting through some books and putting them up on the shelf here. So I figured, hey, why not? Let's do it. So we're gonna try. I'm just gonna go through. I have a bunch of books that I need to move from right here up to over here, and I figured, well, I'll just show you as I go, so you can check them out. I think most of these are going to be fantasy and sci-fi. I think most of my horror books are already out of here, but we may come across a few, random ones here and there, or some crossover type stuff. So hey, why not? Let's just get to it. All right, so I am going to move these ones that are right here in the way a little bit. I'm going to put mostly paperbacks over here, and then I'm going to start the hardcovers right over here where you can't see very much right now. Currently, what I have for the hardcover sitting there are all these annual World's Best SF ones. So these are just kind of set to the side right now, and I will get to those at some point. Those are probably going to make it on my main shelf someday. I don't know. It depends on how many I have. So we'll see. All right, let's just start right here, and I'll start moving them over. So Conan the Usurper. And let's make space for two books here. Let's do this. Yeah. Let's do that. All right. That should be good. All right. Robert E. Howard, so creator of Conan, The Dark Man, and others. Looks like a bunch of short stories. 15 journeys into the weird and fantastic. Night of Light, Philip Jose Farmer. I haven't really come across that one before. So that's a new one for me. And some of these I've gotten some book hauls, and some of these just went on the shelf without me really even spending some time looking at them. So I don't really remember all of what's here. Old Man and the Sea, Ernest Hemingway. Classic. The Tall Dark Man, Anne Chamberlain. Her famous terror tale, it says. A suspense novel. Interesting. Monsters, Strange Dreams, and UFOs. Lord of Blood, Dave Van Arnhem. Virtual Destruction, Kevin J. Anderson. So it's got a little warbly there at the top. Ghost World, Simon Green. Someone was asking me about Simon R. Green's a while ago. Maybe I'll put that one over here so I kind of sort of remember where it is. Cybernark, the drug lord's worst nightmare. That's freaking great. He was created at the CIA secret camp, Perry Research Center. The CIA calls him Rod. What a name. Codename Rod. A high-tech amalgam of advanced robotics, artificial intelligence, painstaking cosmetics, and military hardware. Rod is all machine, but he can blend with any human crowd assigned to the DEA and tagged Cybernark by the press. He's ready for action. I'll put that one over there too. The Human Zoo by Desmond Morris. All these books, I'm pretty sure, are all for sale. So, not that I'll be able to find them easily. If someone's like, "Hey, can you find that one book that gets buried under whatever?" But I will have eventually everything on whatnot. H.G. Wells, Time Machine, good book. Read it at the beginning of the year this year. I Sing the Body Electric, Ray Bradbury. I have not read this one yet. I should set that aside. I might want to read that. Volume 1, Galactic Empires, edited by Brian Aldiss. It's a good one too. I'll set that aside also. Maybe I'll make a stack of ones that should go up on what's it called right away. James Gunn, Crisis. This one's been taped. The cover came off, I think. You don't see James Gunn too often as a main author. Usually it's in short stories. The Demon Breed, James Schmitz. This looks like sci-fi. Yep. Edgar Rice Burroughs, The People That Time Forgot. Daw, Marion Zimmer Bradley. And I have quite a few Daws, so maybe I'll start a Daw pile. Let's go. This is the problem when I'm sorting. I always like start separating stuff, and then I've taken up all my space, and there's like little bits all over everywhere. I'll scoot this over hardcovers, and I'll add one more stack. Okay, Daws are going right there. All right. Master of the Dark Gate, John Jakes. That one looks pretty freaking cool. Through the Reality Warp, Donald J. Feel. Looks like a Boris Vallejo cover. I don't see the name anywhere there, but that's what it looks like to me. All right. Burroughs, Lost on Venus. Burroughs, Pirates of Venus. We got an ace double. The Dark Intruder, Marion Zimmer Bradley. And Falcons of Narabedla, Marion Zimmer Bradley. And yeah, we'll set that aside. Jack Vance, Cudgel Saga. This one's got tear at the bottom corner here, though. So, unfortunately, the front cover has some damage to it. But I'll set that aside. Someone might ask for that one. The Mucker, Edgar Rice Burroughs. That one's got some damage, too. Lots of tape and stuff everywhere. Edgar Rice Burroughs, The Return of Tarzan, apparently has been erased. And someone did, looks like maybe their math homework or something on there. More Burroughs. Tarzan the Magnificent. More Burroughs. The Wizard of Venus. Moonmen of Mars. Yeah. Edgar Rice Burroughs. And we got two more Marion Zimmer Bradleys, Daws. Those are gone with those. Those you find a lot. Dead of Night, Peter Haining. Horror stories from radio, television, and film. Ghostly hauntings, ghastly monsters, and the undead rising. Interesting. I'll have some horror back right here, or what is possibly horror, so I'll set it with those. Nice. Philip Jose Farmer Daw. Several more Conans here. Move a little bit faster here. I don't think I can go one by one on all this. Philip Jose Farmer. This is supposed to be a pretty infamous one. Looks like Conans and Burroughs there. I found the Conan pile, I guess. Conan, or here, these are Jose Farmer Daws. And then more Conans. Okay, and it looks like I found all the Burroughs too. So Carl Sagan, Contact. Still haven't read that. I did enjoy the movie back in the day. These are all, mostly all Burroughs. Let's grab the rest of the Burroughs. There's more over here. Okay, pretty much all Burroughs right here. So I'm going to stack those up. Okay. And let's get this stack out of here. All right. Robert Howard, From the Witch of the Mists. Interesting. And Bran Mac Morn, Legion from the Shadows by Carl Edward Wagner. Okay, we got Spider-Man 3, movie adaptation or movie novelization. Roger Zelazny, Isle of the Dead. We got some Moorcock, The City in the Autumn Stars. And I think all my Moorcocks are down here, so I'm going to put it over here, if I remember right. Hal Clement, Mission of Gravity. Oh, sequel to Mission of Gravity, Starlight. I think Mission of Gravity is one of his most well-known books. I'm going to set that aside. Someone might want that. Fault Lines, Kate Wilhelm, Timescape. Science fiction, yeah. Interesting. I don't know anything about this one. Seems interesting. Emily Carmichael was always her own woman. As the men in her life found out, from the days when she was an aristocrat's wife in New York high society, through the great events of an era, to the years that bring her to San Francisco, divorced and disillusioned, to take in destitute artists. Now she lies trapped by an earthquake under the rubble of her California cottage. As she waits to be freed, memories crowd her mind of her husband, her son, her lovers. She has reached a crossroad, and for Emily, life will never be the same. Huh. Bonus. I'll set that aside just in case. Mervyn Peake, Titus Alone. I have a illustrated Gormghast trilogy book, and then I have each of these individual ones as well, so that's an extra. It's a duplicate. I don't know if I have all three duplicates, but maybe I do. Alright, let's not move these yet. I'm going to work on paperbacks. Change my mind. Alright, I'm just going to get these ones down here. Alright, Flyer, Gail Kimberly. Humanity was shattered into three parts. The flyers, the walkers, and the swimmers. Huh. I mean, all these books are probably good. Or just, I wouldn't mind reading like the majority of these things. They all intrigue me in some way usually. Alien Art, Gordon Dixon. I mean, this one has a giant, massive otter on the cover, so, I mean, how could that not intrigue you? Heinlein, The Past Through Tomorrow. I know there's a lot of Heinlein in here. Silverberg, Gilgamesh the King. Andrea Norton, Grace Allen Hogarth, Sneeze on Sunday. Ben Bova, The Fourth State of Matter, Plasma Dynamics and Tomorrow's Technology. So it's like a actual science book. Can the force that gives the sun its energy be harnessed to serve Earth's needs? Interesting. And there's like actual like diagrams and scientific equations in there. The World of Darkness, Vampire, Netherworld by Richard Lee Byers. So this probably goes under horror, fantasy, dark fantasy maybe. Something like that. I'll put it over here with this. The Best Ghost Stories Ever. I'll put that up with the horror stuff too. Might as well. Okay, another stack here. I mean, how long do you guys want to do this for? Because, I mean, really, how bored would you be watching this after a while? Great Stories of Sherlock Holmes, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The Curse of Sagamore, Kara Dulkey. That's definitely fantasy. Science Fiction's Greatest Monsters. The Weird Ones. Rare and unforgettable science fiction. Gems by the modern masters of science fiction. That's kind of cool. I got there's a like year's best sci-fi, year's best horror, year's best fantasy, but there's also year's best like disturbing horror, year's best like weird horror, weird fiction, stuff like that. So all these different year's best, and I'd like to have a few of those. I like when they have strange stories or whatever. Anna to the Infinite Power, Mildred Ames. Yeah, let's go over here. Glenn Hardwick, acting on information received. I don't even know what that is or where this came from. No clue. But it is a UK book. Alright, well, I'll put it there for now. Mary Roberts Reinhardt, The Man in Lower 10. Love these old mystery ones. Walking Tall by Doug Warren. Oh, nice. That was remade by, I think, a couple times, but most recent one that I know about is the one that started The Rock before he was like really popular. Lost Boys by Orson Scott Card with a peekaboo cover. Peekaboo. Sliders, the novel. Huh. You guys remember that show? I don't know if I ever really watched it. I know about it, but I don't remember if I ever really watched it. Ooh, John Varley's The Barbie Murders. Short fiction by the best-selling author of Titan. And I'm going to set that one aside too. Twilight Zone. Tales from the New Twilight Zone. That's cool. That's, you know, it says fantasy on it. I'm going to go with sci-fi, but I'm going to just set it over here. Larry Niven, Neutron Star, with this Del Rey cover. Bentley Little, Dispatch. I think these are supposed to be horror or suspense or something like that. I haven't read any Bentley Little yet, but I'll put it up there just in case. Oh. Okay, another stack. All right, Blood in the something. Blood in the Impaler. Jeffrey Sackett. Vampire one, obviously. It says horror. Okay. Guess I had more horror in here than I thought. I like this cover. It's a trip. I'm the King of the Castle by Susan Hill. It says gothic. It says it's a gothic story. Shocking new novel of terror to stand alongside The Bad Seed and Lord of the Flies. In this stunning new novel of quiet horror, two young boys are thrown together in an old mansion deep in the English countryside. One of them is a monster of cruelty, a devious spider spinning a web of torture and death, and the other is his tormented victim, a shy young boy who must face reality and fight or die. Interesting. Put that up there. Dark Matter. I must have another one right here. Yeah, Dark Matter 1 and 2. Influid Silence, and oh, this is 2 and 3. I don't see another one. I must have stuck some horror ones up here. If Whisper Calls and Influid Silence. I don't know what these are about, but it's from Wizards of the Coast. Put those in horror for now. Erotic Tales of Unearthly Love, Killing Me Softly. Edited by Garner Dozois. For adults who are still afraid of the dark and still irresistibly drawn to it as a secret lover, it says. I guess I'll put that up there. Don't know if that quite qualifies, but one of the year's best books, Panic by Jeff Abbott. Very simple cover, but intriguing. Probably suspense, but that's going up there. John Saul, Nathaniel. John Saul can go up there too, I guess. Killer Pack, This is one that I wanted to read. Albert Herbert, Roger Myers. I have another copy of this, so this one's pretty beat up though. It's like got lots of dings right there. A lot of bleeding on that spine. But still intact and still definitely readable, so has readability. More blood curdling than the birds. I can go there. All right. The Black Mariah. I heard this one's supposed to be really good. J. Bonansinga. I read some of the Walking Dead books by him before, and I really enjoyed them. So someone recommended this one to me to read, and I have another copy for myself. That is on my list of ones that I want to read. The Spear of Destiny, Leo Ruttman. Pinnacle Fiction. Alright. Dream Team movie adaptation. These all look like they go together. Okay. Kristen Catherine Rush. A retrieval artist novel. There's 3 of them. It says it's a Hugo Award-winning author and Edgar Award-nominated author. And these all say science fiction. An entertaining blend of mystery and sci-fi. Moon Sector Police. Huh. So, I don't know anything about those, but there you go. I'll set those aside in case somebody's like, oh, I've been looking for those, or those are really good, or whatever. Bittersweet, Susan Strasberg. I don't know, one of those memoir books. I have a lot of those, tons of them. Merv, another one, autobiographical books. The Bermuda Triangle, Charles Berlitz, in a permabound cover. And Michael Landon, autobiography, no, just biography, sorry. All right, let's grab another stack. Shelley Winters, another one like that. I don't even know. A Silver Thread of Madness. Timeless Tales of Beauty, Terror, and Wonder. Glen Raven, Marion Zimmer Bradley. Fantasy, it says. Stranger Than Fiction. Tom Payne Maru. Tom Payne Maru. 18 Edgar Allan Poe stories. Alright, more Dawes. We got John Brunner, Gore, E.C. Tubb, Prescott, more E.C. Tubb. So this can go in the Dawes section. And one of these days I'll have a Daw, what's it called? Whatnot again, because I think I have enough. I got another stack over there of Dawes. Fritz Leiber, Ships to the Stars. David Drake, Paying the Piper. The new Hammer Slammers novel. It's like a military sci-fi, which I found that I actually quite enjoy. The Party-Colored Unicorn, John DeCleese. The Party-Colored Unicorn. There's a lot going on with that unicorn there. I have lots and lots of fantasy, guys. Piers Anthony, A Spell for Chameleon. Right? Yeah, Chameleon. Frederick Pohl, The Merchant's War. The Breeds of Man, F.M. Busby. We got some Asimov, Prelude to Foundation. All right. What are these? Okay, what are these? Subhuman, Michael McBride. Oh, The K. I think I read this when I was in like junior high, and I found it the other day. I found 2 of them, and I was like, oh, kind of want to read it again. There's another one I have, and all I remember is like it's like a boy who has to fight a shark in the water, And he's on like an island. I can't remember all about it, but it was a book kind of like this. And I thought I grabbed one like it the other day, and I'm wondering if it's the same one. But I remember reading it as a kid, and I loved it. So, and I thought it was called the K or the Fray or something like that. I don't know. So, Clive Barker, Damnation Game. So put those two up there. I'm gonna run out of space really quickly there. These are kind of bigger ones. So Night Watch, Lucille Fletcher, John Garner, Grendel, Penguin Classics, Japanese Ghost Stories, Lafcadio Hearn, Classic Chillers, UFO Files, Out of This World But True, Strange Men of the Mountains, Legend of Sleepy Hollow or the Headless Horseman, Peg something, Terror at the Zoo. I'm gonna put these up here. Put those over there for now. Okay. All right. Let's grab another stack here. Piers Anthony, Shade of the Tree. Shade of the Tree is set in Stephen King country. A fine and unpredictable tale. I'm not sure what that means. I mean, it's like in Maine. Is that what they're saying? I don't know. Bentley Little, The Vanishing. Some more Bentley Little. If someone knows Bentley Little is good or not, let me know, because I actually have a lot of Bentley Little. Freshman Spirit. And it's got a little Halloween time theme to it. I'll put that up there, why not? A little YA horror. With a Tangled Skein, or Skein, Piers Anthony. And that's part of a shorter series, like a 4-part series or something. Flight in Yictor, Andrea Norton. Another Andrea Norton, Tales of Witch World 3. I actually have the Witch World series in hardcover, so. Alright, let's grab another stack here. The Rift by Walter Williams. It says it's fiction. Katharine Hepburn. The Great Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And I have about 50 Sherlock Holmes books. Dan Simmons, Fires of Eden. Haven't heard of that one. And it's probably like mystery or something, but I'll just set that over there just in case. Douglas Clegg, The Halloween. Leisure Horror. So that one's going to go up there. Merlin's Ring. Warner Munn. Epic Fantasy. Got a flame-throwing goose. If my friends in Canada weren't afraid of geese already, now you have one that breathes fire. Atlantis Fire. Gary Goshgarian. Oh, Goshgarian, Gary. Can't believe you. T.A. Barron, Heartlight. Legend of Sleepy Hollow again. If you're a drinker, you can play a drinking game every time I get an Edgar Allan Poe or a Sleepy Hollow. Thieves World, Dead of Winter. Don't do that. You'll be drunk. That's not good. It's not healthy. Drinking is bad. All right. Dracula. Bram Stoker. Wow, that was stuck there for a second. Darney Checkmate. The Chronicles of the Darney. Catherine Kurtz. Iseult. An Irish sorceress. Beyond the Gates of the World. This is Silverberg and a couple others. Maybe it's a compilation of a few. The Wave and the Flame, Part 1 of Lear's Daughters. Bradley Kellogg. Meteor Man. Meteor Man. Tane. Gregory Frost. If anybody would like a fantasy bundle or just a bundle of any of these books, you say, throw 20 books in a box for me and send them to me. I would totally do that for, I don't know, a reasonable price. Or you want 100, I don't care. I'll put 100 in a box. Lee Hindle, Dragonfall. The back actually looks pretty, look at that, looks pretty cool. Flair competition winner. It's pretty interesting, actually. A Spell of Deceit. Laurie Goodman. The Fortune Teller. Lawrence Schimmel, edited by Martin Greenberg as well, so compilation one. 17 Spellbinding Visions of Futures Fated or Averted, including an original piece by Neil Gaiman. Gaiman, I think it's pronounced. Phantom of the Opera, Gaston Leroux. John Buchan, author of something. It is Green Mantle. Not to be confused with Green Lantern. Alright. We got some Dune books. Paul of Dune. Alright, now some of these are buried up here. Not gonna come out as easy. Grab a couple here. Alright. The Black Company, Glenn Cook. I think this is part of that same series. The White Rose. I think those go together. I think I have a few of these floating around. The Counterfeit. Startling science fiction novel by Leo Kelly. Interesting one. Ooh, look at this cover. This thing's cool. The Maricot Deep. Look at that. Big old fatty lobster. These Dune books are too big. They're like taller than the rest of them. It's going to mess up my schematic here. Pierre Boulez, Time Out of Mind. The name of that sounds familiar for some reason. Time Out of Mind. L. Modisette Jr., The Silent Warrior, with the oddly shaped, what looks like a lizard standing up with like maybe genitals hanging down there. Is that just me? Maybe it's just me. That's what it looks like, people. Blue Beard, Kurt Vonnegut. I get comments like, what? Are you okay? Genus Homo, L. Sprague de Camp, P. Schuler Miller. Here is the vivid story of their adventures and terrors, the monster in the forest, the city of giant beavers, and the secret of the incredible race that had supplanted mankind. Wow, that's interesting. The Man Who Invented the Future, Jules Verne. That's not one that I hear about too often. I might want to read that one too. All right, Casca, the Defiant. The Blade Runner, Alan Nourse. Odd John by Olaf Stapleton. And I think this one's supposed to be really good. The Year of the Quiet Sun by Wilson Tucker. This one was on my list for a while too. I'm going to set that over here also. The Return to Otherness by Henry Kuttner. I think this one's supposed to be good as well. Mac Reynolds, Police Patrol 2000 AD. Is that what it looks like 23 years ago? Is that was going on 23 years ago. Blakely's Ark, Ian McMillan. He had 2 wishes: to live to be 16 and to meet another human. Those aren't bad wishes. Life on Other Worlds, H. Spencer Jones. And it's in a plastic baggie there. There's another one in plastic. Flight into Space. Of Men and Monsters, William 10. Oh no! It's on the ground. Men into Space, Murray Leinster, and this one's definitely falling apart. Yep. Yeah, that's sad. I have a pile of books that are falling apart, and sometimes I fix them. I hate throwing them away. I really do. Really hate throwing them away. I don't want to do that. Earthwreck by Thomas Scorsia. That name sounds familiar too. I'm not sure why. Rogue Moon by Algis Budrys. Beyond Apollo by Barry Malzberg. I think that one's supposed to be a good one as well, or one of his most well-known ones. The Revolving Boy by Gertrude Friedberg. A.E. von Vaught, The Wizard of Lynn. 8 Against Utopia, Douglas Mason. Cool. Grab another couple stacks here. All right, L. Ron Hubbard, Death Quest. Almost did it again. R.A. McAvoy, The Third Eagle. Brian Daly, Gemala. Another Brian Daly. Oh, this is Gamala also. Oh, A Screaming Across the Sky, and this one is Smoke on the Water. All right. Deep Water Dreams, Sidney J. Van Syok? Syos? Syok. Maybe, I don't know. Can't tell. She's riding a dolphin. I mean, Cadre Messiah. This guy looks kind of angry. He sort of looks like what's his name and Jason Statham a little bit to me, like a bald, angry Jason Statham. Like Jason Statham's usually bald anyway. Thor's Hammer, Win Whiteford. The Fifth Foreign Legion, Cohort of the Damned, Andrew Keith. Star Quest, Robert Mills. Other Times, Other Worlds, John D. MacDonald. These I don't know a lot about. Charles Sheffield, familiar with, Godspeed. More Charles Sheffield. Howard Hendricks, Standing Wave. The Gatekeepers, Daniel Graham. Borrowing Time, Alan Hrushka. The Path of Unreason, George Smith. Connie Willis, remake. Elizabeth Moon, Winning Colors. This is science fiction. Edward Hughes, The Long Mind. And then Eye Weapon by Charles Runyon. Look at that cover. It's a trip. All right, let's put these up here. Okay. time we got? All right. If you're still with me, I don't know what you're doing. All right, we got Bob Shaw, Medusa's Children. I've heard Bob Shaw is an excellent writer, so I'm going to set that one aside. I have a couple Bob Shaws that I'm waiting for to read. Inherit the Earth, Brian Stableford. I've heard Brian Stableford is really good as well, and I haven't read any Stableford yet, but I do have, I think, 2 or 3 over on my main shelf that I want to get to at some point. Beyond the Barrier, Damon Knight. I'm always torn between what I'm going to read, because I love sci-fi and I love horror, so I'm always back and forth. Sentinels of Space, Eric Frank Russell. And I love these like classics too. That I just want to go through all of them. Damon Knight, The Rithian Terror. Ooh, that looks cool. Those are trippy. How do you find an enemy alien who substitutes perfectly for anyone in the universe? That's cool. I mean, that really sounds like Who Goes There in a way. 7 Rithians had landed on Earth. 6 had been disposed of. 1 was loose and had to be found. But how can you detect a monster that can disguise itself as any man? As a man, any man. I might read that one. I'm gonna set that over here. Right there. All right. Death Wish World, Mac Reynolds and Dean Ing. Shadows Out of Hell, Andrew Offutt. Apollo at Go, Jeff Sutton. A World of Trouble. I love this cover. Robert Toomey. I don't know why I love that cover so much. Some of these are just great. Starhawks, Empire 99 by Ron Gillard. I think this is illustrated. No, it's not illustrated. Oh, a little bit illustrated. Not much. Siege of Earth, John Fawcett. Satellite 54-0. Douglas Mason? Yeah. This World is Taboo. Again, by Murray Leinster. Almost chucked it. The Man Who Wanted Stars, Dean McLaughlin. Slave Planet by Lawrence Janifer. The Dracula Tape by Fred Saberhagen. The Earth War by Mac Reynolds. Kronk by Edmund Cooper. That one, I just love that name, Kronk. If you guys watch Emperor's New Groove, Kronk is my favorite character. This one says, How to Save the World Through Sex and Sin. Well, it doesn't. That's what's going on in our world right now, and it doesn't look like it's being saved very well. A for Andromeda, Fred Hoyle and John Elliott. Nelson Bond, Exiles of Time. The demonic fury of the comet meant that the day of Ragnarok was at hand, the twilight of the gods. Did I just have this one? I did. Another A for Andromeda. Put them right there together. Time War by Lynn Carter with a Boris Vallejo cover. Lifeboat by Stanley Schmidt. Mac Reynolds, Galactic Medal of Honor. Dark Planet by J. Hunter Hawley. That's with the, what's his name, Mick Jagger cover. No Man on Earth, Walter Moody. Beyond the Spectrum, Martin Thomas. cool cover too. Floating Brain. Doomstar, Edmund Hamilton. The Flying Saucers Are Real. And this is by Donald Kehoe. It's always make my nose itch. Little dusty boogers. All right. Another Kind by Chad Oliver. Line to Tomorrow, Louis Paget. Alien Planet by Fletcher Pratt. It's a cool cover too. The Gentle Giants of Ganymede, James Hogan. James P. Hogan. Lords of Creation, Yando Binder. Nemo by Ron Goulart. Finding Nemo. In Deep by Damon Knight. I'll set that over there. Space Probe 6, Nightmare on Vega 3. Charles Huntington. All right, one more stack. Let's do one more stack. And then if you guys watch this and want to see more, then I'll make some more. I suppose. All right, Orson Scott card, the Worthing Saga. I have a ton of Orson Scott card, like just an astronomical amount. The Ships of Earth. Shadow of the Hedgehog. I think that's part of the Ender series. If I remember right, I haven't read them yet. Ender Shadow, that one's part of the Ender series. All by Orson Scott Card. Starfire, Ingo Swann. Cool looking book. Ultima, The Technocrat War. Book 2 of 3, Masquerade. Fantasy, it says. More card. The Folk of the Fringe. More card. Homebody. And there's actually 2 of these. Shadow Puppets by Card. Oh, look. What do you know? Another homebody. 3 homebodies. Valley of the Flame by Henry Kuttner. That's an intriguing cover, too. Deep in an unexplored jungle, Brian Raft sought the secret of the legendary Valley of the Flame. Somewhere there was a radioactive fire that could perform miracles of super science. Somewhere there was a place where cat people prowled, where time was altered and incredible mysteries held their secrets of power and fortune for the daring discoverer. Henry Kuttner, master of sci-fi, tells one of his most amazing adventures in this unusual novel. Sounds kind of cool. This cover looks great. Ooh, this makes me want to read this just by looking at the cover. But I'm kind of burnt out on like space operas right now. So, An Exchange of Hostages, Susan Matthews. I just finished Deepness in the Sky, and it burnt me out. I'm tired of space operas right now. I need a lot of palate cleansers. Douglas Adams, The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul. It says, funnier than Psycho, more chilling than Jeeves Takes Charge, shorter than a War and Peace. It's a Dirk Gentry novel. Another Orson Scott card, Seventh Son, with a peekaboo. Peekaboo. It's actually that's a cool looking freaking peekaboo cover. Look at that. That's very cool. Fantasy, it says. Well, there's Ender's Game. Orson Scott card. And Orson Scott Card, Prentice Alvin. So that's a lot of card. All right. I think that's it for today. I think we'll be good. So if this was extremely boring, I'll know because nobody watches it. If some people watch it and they kind of like it, then good. And if you want me to do more, I will. But if it's just a tanker, then maybe I won't do it again. But anyways, definitely go slower when I'm doing this. But it's kind of fun to talk about. And makes me stop and actually sort of look at all the books rather than just grab big stacks and move them all over everywhere. So kind of fun. All right. Well, we'll see. See what happens. Appreciate you guys. Catch you next time.